Hello my stinky little friends, and welcome back to another video. We've had a few new friends recently, so I wanted to just reintroduce myself a little bit. My name is Millie and I'm an introvert. I started my channel about a year and a half ago after I was medically retired from the military for PTSD, OCD and anxiety. I was really lost at that time and definitely struggling with my new reality and having to refigure out who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. So I started creating YouTube channels as a way of giving myself a consistent routine and also as a way to hopefully reach other people who were struggling with their mental health as well. I am a huge homebody who absolutely loves all things cozy, so welcome, and I am so glad that you're here. This feels like a good time to mention that I also recently made YouTube partner, which doesn't actually feel real to me at all, and I'm definitely struggling with imposter syndrome, but at the same time I'm also so happy that my channel is reaching more people and that we are making more stinky little friends. Speaking about being a homebody, that is the goal for this video. I really just want to stay in my house, enjoy my mortgage. We have a trip coming up next week, and then this past weekend we spent the whole weekend celebrating Ryan's birthday. So I am in desperate need of some cozy homebody time in order to rest and recharge, in order to be able to socialize and leave the house next week. So for today I have some crusty, dusty brown bananas in my fruit bowl that are absolutely begging to become banana bread. I have a recipe for banana bread that I used to make all the time for every single occasion, and I actually do think that banana bread was probably the recipe that really got me into baking. I haven't made it in a long time because it kept coming out really dry, but I'm hoping now that I've taken a break from it, we've seen other people, I can come back to banana bread and we can be friends again. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the books that I plan on reading for this week. First up, for my physical book for this week is A Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reid, which I did talk about in last week's vlog. It's the sequel to A Study in Drowning, which I read last year and I absolutely loved. It has themes of dark academia, romance, and folklore, all in a very gothic and atmospheric setting. So I'm definitely very excited to get started on this book. And then next up on my Kindle, I'm reading A Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. And I actually got this one through my Libby app. I waited for it for about, I think, 10 weeks, and then I just got it this past week. This book is actually a traditionally published adaptation of the popular Hermione fanfiction, The Auction. I'm a big fan of Hermione fanfiction, and I've actually read others like Manacled and Draco Malfoy and the Horrifying Ordeal of Being in Love, but I actually haven't read The Auction. So I really didn't have much of a reference of what the plot or anything of this book were going to be like. I am already about halfway through this book, and although I'm having a good time and the plot is engaging enough to keep me reading, it does feel to me a little bit confusing. So in Hermione fanfiction, world building is actually a very small part of the overall book because everybody already knows the characters and the setting and the magic system. But now you're traditionally publishing an adaptation with new characters, new setting, and a new magic system, and the only thing that really kind of stays the same is the plot itself. I found the world building in this book to be very confusing, a little bit rushed. It was confusing to the point where I felt like I needed a notepad to write down everybody's names and families and who outranks who in this whole world. It's very, very confusing, and you have a lot of just names thrown at you in the beginning couple chapters. So I definitely struggled with that aspect. And then the other part of it that I'm struggling with too is that the world itself is so cutthroat and gruesome, and there are some really, really dark themes throughout the book, but the writing itself and how the main character reacts to these situations, it almost feels like whimsical and light-hearted. It doesn't make sense to me at all how those two things can be true. And her reactions to things don't really make sense in the context of the book. I'm hoping that makes sense. I am going to keep reading this book though because other people have really loved it. I'm a big fan of Julie Soto's other books and her writing in general, so I'm hoping that maybe I'm just missing something, or maybe I just haven't been in the right headspace. I'm not sure, but I am going to keep reading and see how it goes. And then lastly, I have my audiobook, which is A Perilous Undertaking by Deanna Raybourn. I like to have an audiobook for when I'm doing hobbies or cleaning or when I'm at the gym. I finished A Curious Beginning, the first in this series, and I really, really enjoyed the audio narration of it. So I thought I would just continue the series. I love the Victorian era setting. I love the feisty, independent main character, Veronica. And I really like the mystery / crime solving aspect of the books and her relationship with Mr. Stoker, the male main character. So I'm definitely excited to continue the series and read the second one. just got back from the gym and let me tell you, I gave it my nothing today. I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. I really did not want to go this morning at all. I wanted to just go back to sleep. So my usual routine at the gym is I go there and the first thing that I do is walk on the treadmill for like 30 to 40 minutes. And then I do some weightlifting. I use the Whitney Simmons Alive app for all of my workout plans. The thing that gets my butt out of bed and to the gym is having a YouTube video that I really want to watch and watching it while I'm walking on the treadmill. It's like a little treat, you know? If I go to the gym and if I actually walk, then I get to watch this YouTube video that I really want to watch. And it helps the time go by way faster. So do with that information what you want. It's yours now, for free. But now it's time to shower, put some comfy clothes on, and I have another watercolor date with my mum over FaceTime. Before we get cozy, I just remembered that I got these fungus gnat death drops from Happy Happy Houseplant. So I made the mistake of planting all of my houseplants with organic soil, which means we have been absolutely inundated with fungus gnats. So I'm hoping that this guy can help fix the issue, because I don't know what to do. They're everywhere. guys, don't be mad at me, but I did in fact get distracted yesterday and I ended up not doing the cozy hobby time that I had planned, but that's okay because we're gonna do it today instead. I also finished A Rose in Chains and I need to talk about it. It just wasn't for me. I'm not really a dark romance girly. That's not really my vibe. I think that the dark romance people will absolutely love this one, but I had quite a few issues with this book. Not only that it was a dark romance, I had issues with the actual writing itself. Like I said before, there were some really graphic, gruesome themes throughout the book, but the writing itself felt very light and whimsical, and that really continued throughout the entire book. So I didn't like that. I also had an issue with both of the main characters, both the female main character and the male main character. So Tovan, the male main character, he really gives nothing throughout the entire book. He is like a wet lettuce. He has no real personality, no real like banter or good dialogue. He's really just a very boring character. And then Bryony, the female main character, for everything bad that had happened to her and that she had seen and her life experience, what it's supposed to be up until this point, it doesn't feel that way. She feels very naive. We're supposed to believe that she just innately trusts Tovan, even though all of the examples that she's given of their previous interactions are not positive. It definitely felt like she had Stockholm syndrome when it came to him, and it's almost as though just because she's attracted to him, that forgives everything that he's done up until this point. Because he has given us no reason to trust him. He has given us no idea of what his motives possibly could be, and yet she just completely trusts him and likes him and is falling for him very obviously. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the Stockholm syndrome type romance. The world building felt very rushed and confusing. It wasn't for me. It definitely wasn't for me. But if you really loved the fan fiction and you are a dark romance lover, you might really enjoy it. Let's go around the house and gather up all of the hobbies that I might want to do this afternoon. I've been playing this Switch game recently. It's called Tiny Bookshop, and it's a cozy managerial style game where you own and run your own tiny bookshop. You drive around different places in this small town. Each different place has its own quest lines, its own people to meet, and each different place also has its own book genre preferences, so you have to remember which books sell best in different places. And you can also customize your bookstore, so you can change the paint colors, the decorations, and you can buy more decor for it as the game progresses. My personal favorite part about this game is that when people ask for recommendations for books, you're selling them real books, real life books. So I can recommend a book to someone that I've actually read. But yeah, I've been playing this a lot. I'm really enjoying myself. I would say it's a brain-on game in that you have to manage and do different tasks and organize your bookshelves a certain way to go certain places. But it's also very relaxing in the same way that Stardew is for me, in that I have a to-do list in my mind and I actually get to progress through that to-do list and do those things, which is very satisfying. So yeah, I highly recommend this game if you love books and you love recommending books and you want kind of like a slower pace, cozy game. I won't be posting a new video next week because we are going on our trip, but I will be back the week after that, and I think I'm ready to officially start fall and all my different fall vlogs that I have planned. I'm so ready to decorate for fall and read a bunch of spooky books. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week, and I'll see you again soon with another video.